and what is the dynamics of the man and the woman. And especially if you are, and I'm going to tell you about that, especially if you are a feminine essence woman. And a lot of times, sometimes what's happening is often when you are looking and in how would you say it, like just open, right? You're looking and you're open to meeting a partner. A lot of times what happens is that we don't even really truly understand what it is that we actually want. And then take it another step further, not just what we want. And I'm not talking about, the list of having the guy, have check all the boxes. No, I'm talking about what is it that we want to feel? How do we want to feel in a romantic relationship? Yes. Okay, so that's today. So today's subject, what I'm going to be talking to you about, and I'm going to look at my notes too, because I wrote so many notes, because as you guys, I get so excited. And so, I don't want to miss anything. But today's topic today, because we're going to do it in the next 3 days. But today we're going to talk about, what is the feminine and what is the masculine and how that shows up. And then also we're going to talk about our assumptions and our past patterns and why we feel the way we do, and really our overall view and how that can actually be hurting us when it comes to men. And when it comes to, relationships that we've had in the past, or our relationship with our fathers, or relationships with just men in general, and how that has played such a big part to where you're at today, and especially if you're a single woman. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's, I hope that's good, you guys. All right, so let me look at my notes really quick to be active. Okay, before I get into the polarity, I want to talk to you about relationships and romantic relationships and why they are so important. Okay, why they are so important and why that is something that, for the most part, we all, long for, we talk about, and we really, really feel that is something that is, what I always say, this actually your birthright. There's nothing actually you need to change in the sense of who you are to be able to be in an aligned romantic relationship. What happens is there's a couple factors that really play in the role of really being able to meet someone that is aligned with you. Because let me ask you this. All of us, okay? All of us, I'm telling you, if you're a woman, at one time in your life, you have had, or numerous times in your life, like me, hello, me, I've already been through two marriages with difficult men that actually had no interest in changing. So it took me, time and effort and a lot of work to really find out what was the shift and what was the difference between me back then, obviously attracting men that were not available, didn't show up for me. And then again, being at, an age at 40 something years old, being a single woman again. Yes. And realizing that I was still dealing with the same things that I dealt with back then, like still either the guys were either, too needy or they gave you everything you wanted and you literally didn't have a backbone, and you're like, okay, that doesn't work. You don't want a guy just doing everything you want him to do. There's going to be no polarity there. Or, the dudes that I had some attraction to, but they were the bad boys. They were the ones that just wanted to play games and just wanted one thing. So I was noticing that I continued on having that same type of energy coming to me. And even though at the time I thought, what is going on? I don't understand this. I felt like, me being a career woman, a driven woman, I was in a point too myself that, I was a single mom. I had my shiz together, and I had, all the things that I would say lined up, but I didn't have a aligned romantic partner. And so I found myself the same thing. I found myself just being so frustrated and so confused. So confused and so depleted and so frustrated, because I was just like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's in the cards for me. I don't know, if I'm really going to find like someone, like a perfect aligned partner. And you know what it was too? I was already not knowing then, but now I know, I also was carrying so much assumptions and so many, how would I say, perceptions that actually weren't true. There were things that happened to me, many, many, many years ago with different relationships that actually had no business in coming to where I was at now. Okay. Because what happens is I had these certain belief patterns that I truly believed were true. I started to truly believe that like all men are difficult. Like for real, I'm not even joking. Like I was like, oh no, I'm done. I'm done. Like I've gone on dates and they seem okay in the beginning, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what happened? What's going on? Or I felt like there was that energy missing. Like what? Well, what happened to the guys really being gentlemen and really taking me out on a date, asking me out for a date, because I had no interest myself wanting to chase them out. And if you guys know me, one of my biggest sayings is, and I believe this with all my heart, and especially if we are talking about the polarity between the feminine essence and the masculine energy. One of the biggest things that I remember, and I always felt this was, it truly is, I've always known this, if you're a masculine man, it is the man's job to chase and the woman's job to set the pace. Yes, yes. So then what was happening? I was like, but that wasn't happening, even though I knew that was in me, that I always knew. I've always felt like a feminine essence woman, meaning that, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what do I mean about feminine essence and really understanding, how is it that you want to feel in a relationship? And how do you go from, like, seriously, how do you go from attracting men that are not committed or men that are just not showing up to truly attracting a completely different energy to where, like, listen, this is so good. Not only just attracting when you do this work, okay? It is, I know, you guys you ladies are probably looking at me going, what did Charlene just say? Yeah, actually, when you do what I'm about to teach you, there's a shift that starts happening when you actually be able to do this. Okay, so let me slow this down. So let's just start getting into, let me look at my notes. Let's start getting into the feminine and the masculine energies and how this is a shift. Okay, so what is the feminine and what's the masculine and the polarity of that? So it's like, it's energies, it's a spectrum. So it's kind of like everyone has it. So either if you are a man or if you're a woman, both of us can have the energy. We can have more feminine energies or more masculine energies. And a lot of times, for an example, us women, especially women that have to do it all. Like we're in a position that we're single, we're doing it all, and we don't get any help. We are resonating often, what I realize is, because we're doers, because that's the masculine energy. Do, go, go, go. Do, go, get things done. We're here, we're there, we do it all, we do it all, we do it all, we do it all, we do it all. Masculine energy is in the head. It's all up in the head. Okay? That's your masculine energy. So as women, and especially what has happened in time, I've noticed, and myself included, that we have come more into more of the masculine, because we haven't really been able to embrace the feminine in the way that I'm going to teach it. Okay. So we've been more in the masculine, and it really has to do with, like, think about this, how things have changed, how society talks about us as women, and how us women have also positioned ourselves. And again, listen, before I say anything also, there is no like feeling bad. There is no like, don't even go there. We are all about bringing in some new energy, some new positive energy, and doing a shift. So whatever we've done in the past, it's okay. It's totally okay.